Hello guys, I don't even know where to start, but I feel the need to tell you about this fantastic adventure with my neighbor who left me speechless in every sense before starting. I ask you to leave a like and press that subscribe button to have luck in finding a neighbor like me who enjoys using her mouth. To entertain you, I am 29 years old and have been married to my husband Ben, who is 31 years old for 6 years. Our relationship has always been solid. Or so I thought. Lately, though, things have been a little difficult between us. Ben has started working more hours at his new job, and between work and commitments, we don't spend much time together anymore. We still love each other, but the passion hasn't been the same for a while. We've gotten into a rut, and it seems like we're just moving forward without emotion. And that's when it happened. My neighbor, 33-year-old James, started to catch my attention. James moved in next door to me about a year ago. He's a single guy, works as a graphic designer and a really quiet person. We greeted each other every now and then, chatted about the weather, neighborly things. But one evening after a particularly difficult week with Ben, when things between us weren't going well, I went out for a walk with a dog and met James. We talked for a while, nothing much, just some light chatter, but there was something. He was so easy to talk to and listen to me in a way I had heard in months. It was just a casual conversation, but something inside me clicked. He was kind, funny, and very present. Ben was always distracted, always on his phone or immersed in work. But James was different over the next few days. We started talking more and more. First, it was just random things. His new house, my job, the neighborhood. But the more we talked, the more I realized that I enjoyed spending time with him. I felt the need for attention, to be seen and appreciated. Something I no longer received from Ben, and James was more than happy to give me that validation. He complimented me, asked me how I was doing, seemed genuinely interested in my life. I felt so alive. One evening, things exploded. Ben had to stay late at work, and I was on the porch having a drink when James came over to chat. We were laughing about something, and suddenly he came over and kissed me. I didn't hold back. James kept kissing me hard, and Madame feel the thrill that I hadn't felt for a while. And then in my head I said to myself, this evening, I have to have fun and think about myself. And so I told James to move us to the room once. We arrived in the room. He wasted no time, and immediately took off my clothes, toe start, kissing me all over my body, starting from my neck and going further and further down, making me really crazy and making me really happy. James went further and started touching me properly. With his fingers, I was so wet that his fingers slipped. But despite this, he pressed hard to make them feel. I didn't resist much because he was really good at doing it to me. But once it was over, it felt like I had to repay for everything. He made him try, so I told him, James, now relax, I'll take care of you. I knelt in front of him, and after opening his belt, I started to do to him what he wanted so much. I tried to make him feel all the possible warmth of increased the pace, and then lowering it and teasing it. I was really happy with what I was doing. I was really enjoying. I kept moving my head, and he kept squeezing my hair tightly and telling me to continue. Like this, until he, too unable to resist anymore, stopped. It wasn't planned, but it felt so right. The moment was so intense, and for the first time in a long time, I felt alive first. We tried to hide it. I felt guilty, but at the same time I couldn't deny the chemistry between us. We continued to see each other, more often pretending to be just friends. It was so easy to lie to Ben, to make excuses to justify my time away from home or work, keeping me out more than usual. I felt like I was falling deeper and deeper into this relationship, and with each passing day, it seemed harder to get out of it. Things changed one night when Ben came home earlier than expected. I didn't expect him to come back so soon, and James was at my house. We were sitting on the couch chatting when Ben walked in. He stood in the doorway, his face somewhere between confusion and betrayal. My heart sank. When I realized there was no longer any way to hide the truth, he asked me what was happening, and I tried to deny it, but it was too late. He had seen it, all us, the way I looked at him, the guilt in my eyes. Ben didn't say much. He simply walked away, leaving me in frozen silence. With James, the first couldn't look at. James the same way anymore. I had destroyed everything, and now Ben wanted nothing to do with me the next day he left home, and I haven't heard from him since. Every now and then, I continue to see James and have fun together, but despite everything, I miss him, and seeing James always makes me think of him. However, the story went like this, and I can't do much about it. The relationship with James could become more stable over time, but for now, I'm just thinking about having fun with him, guys. If you like Thestry and want to hear more, click that like button and subscribe to the channel to be lucky enough to find a neighbor like me, or maybe to find me too.